So I was going to say that not only is she our youngest spotlight, but she is also our first international spotlight. So it makes us double excited to have you here. And yeah, so I had a question I wanted to start off with, and just really, excited to have you here today. So I was wondering, just to start off, how has your experience been, working with university students and adults in Japan?
Yeah, it's actually been pretty good. I really like working with the older students, the older kids here. And mostly because you're able to connect with the students and talk to them more, form a bond, and really help them with their goals and like their dreams. Um, the difference like between working in Japan with university students and working, for example, in America is that a lot of the students here are they kind of have like a follow the leader type of mentality, and they don't really speak up for themselves per se. So they're really quite quiet. And if you're not used to it, it can be very hard for you teaching university students because they're so quiet. You'll ask them for their opinions and almost no one will say anything. So what you have to do is kind of get them warmed up. So we always kind of have to do like a warm up game, something to get them into the mood of speaking and talking and more comfortable. And then you'll have a few people who starts who will start participating more in class. So that's one of the biggest differences I've noticed with between American students and Japanese students. But they're really lovely kids. They like to learn English. They like to have fun like other students. So that's been a pleasure teaching them. And adults also, like, I guess the benefit of it, like adults, is that they know what they want. So when it's so much easier to teach them like one-on-one, to talk to them, because they know they want to learn English. They know what they want to get out of the lesson. And so it's so much easier to gear toward, the lesson toward them and to what they want. So that's what I found. It's been pretty fun teaching them. They enjoy talking, learning about our culture, learning about America. And it's a good cultural exchange a lot of the times with the adults. So it's been fun so far.
I just want to talk about, I think you hit on this already, about the difference between working with children and working with adults. When you first moved to Japan, wasn't it working with children, middle school
Yeah.
or elementary,
Yeah.
and why did
Yeah.
you make that change to working with adults, more with adults and doing both? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. When I first moved to Japan, because I came on the JET program,
Mhm.
the funny thing is, I requested to work with kids, and they gave me high school, which I
Mhm.
thought was going to be so terrible because I'm thinking of the American high school, like my high school. I thought it's just going to be unruly kids. I thought it was going to be horrendous. But when I got here, actually, I loved working with the high school students because they were just so sweet, so open. They had those dreams and aspirations like, oh, I want to speak English. I want to do this. I want to live abroad. So I felt like I was really connecting with them and really helping them actually achieve their dreams. Um, and then after that, so I went home for a bit, right? And then I came back. When I came back, I actually started working at elementary and junior high school. So that's when I really started teaching the younger kids. Um, and I definitely realized that older kids are definitely the way for me. I need to teach the older kids, but that's mostly because the younger kids, one, requires lots of energy. So you almost have to be like the entertainer the whole time. And that's kind of what they expect you to do as the English teacher, right? You have to be the one who's like all this energy, running around, jumping, games. You need a ton of energy for the younger kids. And I think because what I enjoy most is connecting with the students, I felt like I wasn't able to really connect with the kids because we're only talking about, games, or we're only doing something really easy. Like this is a cat. So I feel like it never goes the relationship can never go any deeper than just the surface. That's one, right? So, and some of them aren't really into English. So it's just kind of more difficult teaching them because they don't see how useful English can be for their future because they don't really care about English at the moment. So it just kind of, yeah, you can get the kids just kind of unruly, not paying attention. And then it's just harder to connect. So that's why I enjoy the older kids a little bit more.
So super interesting to hear about a young person who is kind of like going here, there. And I'm wondering, really that's, you are kind of, you're experiencing all these different ages. And at the end of the day, you're kind of creating your own ideal career. And so I'm just wondering, from your perspective, what does it take? What are the skills? What are the qualifications that are involved in creating an ideal career?
Yeah, I think one of the things that is such a blessing of being abroad and working internationally is that you have more freedom to do what you want to do. And especially here in Japan, if you are really, really focused on just teaching, you just want to teach. There's so many options here, so many different schools. You can go for international schools, you can work at the traditional Japanese schools, you can do the conversation schools. There's so many different options that you have that you can kind of just piece together your ideal schedule. And if you only want to work 3 days a week, it's possible that you can only work 3 days a week and, still be able to enjoy the things that you want to do. And I think for me, what I've realized with working here is that I kind of want to work for myself because I want to have that freedom. And what Japan gave me was a taste of that freedom, right? So I was able to get a job where I had maybe 2 full days, 2 half days, but it paid very, very well. And so I got a taste of that freedom and I kind of wanted more. And so that kind of pushed me into starting to try my own business and to work for myself. So that kind of led to me starting the business that I have now, and trying to, just grow that business and get that off the ground and create my own schedule, my own ideal schedule. But going back to what you were saying about qualifications and such, I think for the most part, especially if you're going to start your own business, the main qualification that you would need is experience in the field that you're going into. So as long as you have that experience, as long as you're able to teach people what you know, or and what you've been doing for the past, 10, 12, however many years, you can start your own business. Skills, of course, you're going to need networking skills. You're going to need to be able to talk to people, to communicate with people, to connect with them and build that relationship, so that you can grow your business. You're going to need a vision of your business, discipline, consistency. You really, really, really have to be consistent in what you're doing if you want to grow your business. Because what I find is that so many people, they try for a bit and then they kind of just give up, or they don't think it's working, so they stop. And it's usually at that point when they're stopping, where they're about to make that breakthrough, they're about to actually get what it is that they've been working for, what it is they wanted. So you really have to be dedicated, committed, consistent, I think, to really just get what you want out of life in general. And so growing your business, whether it's growing your business or going higher in education and teaching, I think that's kind of the main qualifications. And experience is definitely key. You can't teach people what you don't know, right? So you need experience in whatever field you want to go into. And I think that's mainly it. That's mainly it.
Yeah. And I know, I'm trying to think of your birthday. You had a surprise birthday party for you a number of years ago. We talking about Japan a lot, but she has visited many other countries. We did an activity, I think, where people had to guess what countries you went to, or some game we played, or
was it how many countries, and what were the countries, kind of thing?
Yeah, and that was years ago. I think it was 16 countries by that time. That was years ago.
I think it was more than that, Auntie.
Yeah. So how
many? It was like over 20,
now?
I think, at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how many has it been now?
Maybe?
You think now, as of today, how many places have you been to now?
See, because I think it was it 20 something then?
It was
so it must
about
be
20 something. That was years ago.
I think it was 20. Maybe it was like 22. So
Wow.
now it might be more. because we did a little cruise. It might be more like 30 now.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe about 30 countries right now.
Very
I
impressive.
love traveling, so
She just put on her backpack and she's gone, and she sent us a postcard
yes,
when she can. So,
I love it.
just thinking about the countries you've been to, and of course, graduating from Duke University, was it engineering?
Yes,
And
civil
all the
engineering.
engineering degree and everything you've done. I just love to hear about what are your future projects in the work or your future plans. You've done so much already. And like you
Yep.
said, starting the Sister Fund, and what do you see as for Chi in the future in your plans? You want to share any of that with us?
Yes, yes, yes. So as you mentioned, I did start the Sista Fund, which is here to help women take control of their finances. So I really want to empower them to take control of their finances, pay off their debt, and start investing and growing their money. And so to that end, I'm looking to build up my community. I have a book that's coming out hopefully in the next few
Wow.
weeks. I have a book
Wow.
about how to save money. So you can, I really go into how you can pay off your debt 10 times faster, how to save 600% more than what you're saving now. So 6x that savings rate, and just really be able to attain financial freedom so much faster, because I find myself now on this journey to financial freedom. I don't know if you guys know about FIRE, but financial independence, retire early. So I want to FIRE within the next couple of years. And I just think that other people should do it too, because then you can start living the life that you always wanted, and you won't be bound to someone else's schedule. You won't be bound to a 9 to 5. So that's kind of the reason why I started the Sister Fund, just to educate people about finances and how that they can use money to buy their freedom, essentially, to take control of their life. I'm excited about that project. So that book is coming out soon. And I'm also starting a debt payoff accelerator program, which I'm very, very excited to start, which I'll be working with a few people really one-on-one very closely to get them organized in their debts and to pay off their debt much, much faster. So I'm excited about that. And that's going to be starting soon.
Wow. So when your book comes out, we have to have you come back to talk a little bit more about your book.
Yeah. We do. For real, we do. I'm so excited. So hopefully it'll be out soon. And I'll be doing a challenge, a little debt payoff challenge, since it's surrounding debt. So if you guys want to join me. I don't know when this podcast is coming out, but feel free to join. We'll be doing more challenges throughout the year. So I'm excited about that as well.
Well, I love a challenge and I love to play games,
Yes. Makes it fun. Makes life fun.
Yeah, definitely. And so family know, okay, that's going to be y'all gifts coming up. This Chi book.
Yes.
So, Chi, where can we find out more information about this challenge? Love a challenge.
Yes. You can, of course, visit my website at www.thesistafund.com. So that's the SISTA fund.com. Follow me on IG. That is generally where I post up all this information about the challenges. And I even have a link in my bio where you can actually go there and sign up directly for the challenge. So if you go to IG, and that's the Sista Fund on Instagram as well, go to IG, click the link in the bio, and you can sign up through that link. But definitely follow me on IG. I do have a Facebook page as well, or Pinterest if you're into Pinterest. So follow me there, and that's where I put up all of my challenge information when I'm gonna drop my ebook and everything. So you'll stay in the know that way. And you can also sign up for my newsletter on my website.
Wow, you got it covered, every angle. So
Yeah.
And what we can also do is at the end of this podcast is put the information out for the viewers. So as well.
Okay, yeah, that could work. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Thank you.
That's just amazing. So, okay, I don't believe you. There is no way that you can build savings 10 times and that you can, what was the debt reduction? Debt reduction 6 times or something?
It's the savings rate. Increase your savings rate by 600%. So 6x your savings rate and 10x their debt payoff rate. You totally can do this. You totally can. And the thing is, I don't even make in Japan, you don't get paid that much as a teacher, right? You get maybe if you're lucky, $30,000 a year. And I'm still able to save over 60% or at least 50% of my salary. So if I can do it, I'm sure anyone around the world can. At least in America, you should be able to, because you're probably getting more than me. But it's totally doable. It's possible. So I'm excited. That's why we can talk. We can talk more. Right? We can talk more about that.
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, can you share anything? Can you share any tips about that, saving?
Yeah, for sure. I think
sometimes?
one of the first things I would say as far as tips going is you have to make the commitment to and the choice to. So I think when you actually make that commitment, you make that decision that you're going to save, 50% of your salary, or you're going to save 60%, or you're going to do this, you're going to pay off your debt, 5 times faster. When you make that commitment, that's when you actually can see the possibilities and the opportunities that are around you that you'll be able to use and that will help you actually accomplish your goals. So I think that's one of the biggest things I think that will help people actually be able to do things like that, pay off debt faster, or save more, etc. And just as far as like a specific tip that I usually do myself, is when I go grocery shopping, for example, I will only go grocery shopping once a week, so that I am not tempted to buy all this extra stuff. Because when you run into the market, you're just gonna pick up stuff that you weren't intending to buy to begin with. So nope. You limit it to going grocery shopping once a week. And 2, I only buy things that are on sale, which for me in Japan, it tends to be the things that are in season, which is even better for the environment. So buying things that are in season, on sale, and keeping it to just fresh produce has helped me a lot in saving money.